We're going to have a vehicle in 3 months, according to Elon, 3 to 6 months. We're going to have a vehicle that can be driven unsupervised. So it's going to be safe. They are hiring drivers in Mumbai. They've already hired drivers from New York City. I don't drive in New York City, never have. Well, I have. I have physically driven in New York City. And then since that time, vowed never to do it again.
Yeah, it's not so great.
So we're training people to do the robotaxi in New York City. We're going to have people training to do it in Mumbai, India, where it's got to be, one of the hardest situations in the world. So call it a year from now, call it 18 months from now, the end of 2026, we will have, if assuming everything goes well, we will have cars that rarely ever get into any kind of trouble, rarely, if ever, get into any caused accidents, actually avoid accidents that are being caused by others because of their quickness to perceive and make a move. What will AI6 do, at least for cars? I understand that there might be a whole another level of requirements for Optimus because it has way more outputs as well as a bigger world of inputs. But in terms of the cars, will AI6 really bring any significant benefit?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think what you'll see is on the base level, you'll see a chip that is so much dramatically faster than its predecessor at that time will be AI5. That, like I said a moment ago, you'll be able to increase its throughput dramatically. But remember, nothing's a straight line here. What will probably be true is that the sensors will be larger at the time. We'll be gathering more, more photons in. Perhaps the array of cameras will be bigger in some fashion. Who knows? That's just the baseline. Remember that what's going to happen here is now we have a chip with so much headroom that we can then take, like if you've seen in today's Tesla, we have this beta Grok integration.
Yeah.
Well, what's happening there is that's still doing inference in the cloud, right? It needs a data connection. What's going to happen to that Grok is going to be much more integrated to the car function. So you're going to be able to speak to it and have it operate the vehicle. And of course, it'll be the primary interface to how we interface with robotaxi.
Sure.
And what we'll see is that now with something like AI6, we can bring that inference local onto the vehicle. So, there's so much room on that chip that you can run FSD at high frequency and have additive features like doing the Grok inference local. And then I think beyond those obvious things, all sorts of use cases will explode. I mean, what we have with our Tesla vehicles isn't this awesome vision processor and this ability to perceive. Now we'll have these vehicles roaming around cities. Like, let's take robotaxi. Robotaxi can be an incredible sensor device for every emerging issue or problem in a city.
Mm-hmm.
From not just for its own selfish use,
right.
but pushed out to city infrastructure. I mean, about every emergent problem. Like if there's a water main break, you probably know about it before it's reported. If there's a signal light out, you probably know about it before it's, someone calls into the city. Any kind of city infrastructure, any kind of like developing crowds, you can even purpose it. There could be software use cases where you'd ask, the vision stack in the vehicle will do things for you as a rider, looking for something in the city of interest. You're looking for something and you're just driving down the road and by the way, when I say that, I don't mean just your vehicle. I mean the aggregate set of vehicles. I mean, if there are a couple thousand vehicles running around a city like New York, I mean, this is a very silly, contrived use case, but imagine you say, look for my lost dog.
Right.
What I'm really pointing out is, without me predicting the use cases specifically, what you have is a vision system and a vision processing stack that right now is applied to the purpose of driving, like moving the car, the photon to control thing we talk about endlessly. But we can easily see use cases develop where that vision is a set of eyes and can be used not only as a set of eyes on the vehicle, but in some kind of aggregation as well. Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, that's what's going to happen. Well, I mean, it's the age-old software consumes hardware.
Yeah.
So as soon as you deliver a platform that increases the headroom, people often say, well, if AI 5 can solve self-driving, why would I even have AI, why? And it's incredibly obvious why we would do that. It's because all these software use cases will just literally explode.
Right.
And things that didn't seem possible with having a chip with 10x or 20x the headroom of its predecessor, all of a sudden are trivial and therefore will be implemented.